Hi, welcome to this week's Designer Diary. So, this video kind of joins up with the previous one where I was eh, voicing my concerns about the Phoenix version of DriveThruRPG. Now, what we're looking at here is DriveThruFiction, which is still on the old design, and there's not even a little kind of invite to see the preview. So they've really not started working on this site at all. Obviously, what they want to do is try and get it working on at least one site and then roll it out to the others. So what we still have here are all of the top publishers, and nearly all of these are top RPG publishers that have cross-listed books. Um, I can't see any straight away, but the Cobalt Press books are in here, um, Dresden Files and things like that. Um, so I'm looking at the newest titles. If we look at the best-selling titles, we'll probably start to see RPG books pretty quickly. Um, Acton Cthulhu, BattleTech. It's really being dominated by the RPG books. And if you look at the metals page for DriveThruFiction, it's completely dominated by RPG books. All right, so while we're here, the reason we're here is one of the things I have been doing recently is taking classic books which were written in the kind of 19th century and are full of kind of English, 19th century language, and it's all very verbose and you not difficult to read, but stodgy and slow and dry to read, and then absolutely hammering it with the Microsoft editor and then Grammarly, and letting them, kind of almost accepting every change going, which is almost every sentence in the book. And I've set my Grammarly to international or American English, and set a few of the style options, and let it completely kind of uh, rework the text to get something which is far more accessible. Then what I do is, while it's still in Word, I use Word's read aloud option and listen to the whole book and find anything where Grammarly has made a really bad selection, or if there's any content there which I am not happy with, things that I wouldn't want my name on. And that's likely to come up with the next book I'm working on is a Lovecraft book. And there is stuff in Lovecraft which I would rather not have in there if my name's on it. So you get that chance. At any point when you're listening to the kind of audiobook version of it, you can hit pause, go and make some changes, and then carry on again. And so it gets like two sweeps of computer editing and then a human editing pass over the top. And they don't take that long. Dracula was 420 something pages, and that took a long time to listen to. And there were thousands and thousands of little changes in there. But last week I released Frankenstein, and if we look at the newest titles, um, there we go. That's 2 clicks off the front page, and uh, Dracula is now the what's that, fifth newest, and I released that last night. So there are a steady stream of new releases. Under the bestsellers, Dracula is third, Frankenstein is 18th, um, and they're not in print at the moment. I'm waiting for the Frankenstein proof to arrive, and I only uploaded the print files for uh, Dracula last night, so that has to go through all the um, editing, the tree media, and printing, proofing, and all that process. Now, what I was talking about in the Phoenix video is the fact that this list doesn't exist anymore. And not only does it not exist, their version of it, where you have to go in and filter and then find a sub filter, but everything is hidden. What's different is now, if I was to go to horror, because both the books I've done so far are horror, um, we can go straight in and look, it immediately gives you other options. These are all the subcategories under horror. So now, in horror, my two books are first and seventh hottest. Um, in the newest titles, we are fourth and seventh there in the newest in this section. And there you go, you've got Dracula at the top there of the most popular, and Frankenstein is fourth most popular. So lots of real estate under the old design, although it's only two releases, these are getting lots of real estate. Now, if I go down to Gothic, now I put um, Dracula under vampires and I put Frankenstein under Gothic. Or oh yeah, that's the other thing. Look, uh, something else that's lost in Phoenix and doesn't appear to be working properly is in two books in here. Here are the list of the top 15 publishers in the horror section, and I am already a named uh, publisher in of that section. If I was to go to Gothic, there is Frankenstein. It is the second hottest. It is the newest. It is the top rated, and I also appear there. If we go back and I go down into vampires, we find exactly the same thing. I am the hottest in vampires, newest, and I'm the most popular as well. And I'm listed. So you get lots of the old design gives you lots of real estate, and as a small publisher, you can focus on say one subgenre, become named in that, broaden out, and you can probably become named in a second category, such as I've got vampires and I've got gothic. The two together have made me a named publisher in not in horror yet. Um, so I need to add more titles and make more sales um, to become. Oh, hang on, am I lying to you? Yes, I am. So I am. Yeah. So those two books were enough to get me listed as a horror publisher. So by strengthening that, now I'm not a named publisher in the top. I'm not a top 15 publisher for drive-through um, fiction yet, but I could, because I'm going to go to horror and the what's it called Lovecraft book. That's going to go into occult supernatural, um, and it's also going to go into Cthulhu mythos. So and that might sell well. Let's have a look in Cthulhu mythos. Um, the hottest books here that's a reworking of a classic thing. That's Arc Dream Publishing. Let's have a look. Um, it's a copper bestseller. So on a site without many metals, um, you know, they are an Act on Cthulhu. That's Electrum, but most of those sales are probably being driven by the RPG fan base. So I will certainly be able to get newest. That's by default. I don't know how many books these are selling on a regular basis, but I should be able to say hottest for a while. Hopefully, I'll be able to get up here in the um, popular bit, and I may become a named publisher in the Cthulhu mythos. And what I'm trying to do is create a kind of tree structure or a root structure by hitting all the subcategories. I should be able to become a named publisher. Um, I'm already in there, getting onto the homepage as well. So this is about creating a whole new long tail because these are not RPG books; they are classic novels with my own treatment of them, and I can also put them onto Amazon. So that was done last week, submitted on March the 19th, and that was submitted March 27th, which is today. Um, so yeah, and I'll say that was the if I go back. Here's its listing on Amazon, and there's already 29 reviews up there. Um, so they're not all for my book. Incidentally, what it does is it sees Frankenstein or Modern Prometheus, and it draws in reviews for that title. So it's grabbed other reviews, but it makes it look like you know if you don't bother reading the reviews, if you kind of know the story and you know it was written by Mary Shelley, then you're still seeing the star ratings and you're seeing different categories here. Um, and yeah, so if you were to click through on my name, then you get to see all my RPG stuff. But this isn't being built to promote the RPG stuff. They're being built to create a whole new, if you like, product line. So let's get back to where we were. So this is how the old site worked, and you can see how much real estate a small publisher gets. This is the back end, which looks exactly like drive-through. Um, Now, the interesting thing is that it's only 18 publisher points to uh, get deal of the day. I'm selling my books for 4.99 each, so um, 18 publisher points is $180 of sales, um, or 36 books. I'd have to sell 36 books. Now, talking of selling, this is a title analysis report for Frankenstein. It is almost exactly a week old, and it got 503 page views in that time. I have not, I did mention it in my newsletter, but I have not put out any discount codes. It's made 2 organic sales there at full price. The third sale is my proof copy. Um, It has cross-sold with some other books, and I'm slowly getting a list of other vendors who I could reach out to and maybe talk about bundling books and that sort of thing. Um, the next page, this is Dracula. This is 12 hours old, 146 page views, uh, and 3 sales. I didn't send an email out yesterday, so that is all entirely organic. And again, it's cross-selling, and is that the same people? I don't think it is. But that's Wildside Press, and that was Caliber Comics. So the site does get visitors, it does get organic sales. I could now look to say bundle these two together, and then creating a bundle, a discount bundle could drive more sales, get me more exposure and so on. Oh, what's the last page? Oh, this is their metals page. Now, there are only 500 um, products that are copper. and an almost identical number is 489. It's only 11 off silver. And what you can do is you can sort of calculate up from that. If 500 products are 8% of everything, then it doesn't take a great deal to you know arrive at the 40,000 products on the uh, listed altogether. At that point, when you know there's so few titles there, most of them, so let's add up all of that. That comes to what, 18, 20, 21%. 80% of titles are never going to even reach copper. You can build a long tail where each new thing is going to drive sales of the old things, and you can bundle with yourself, you can bundle with other people, and you can. And I think about bundling with people that are cross-selling with you is mean you're reaching out to people that actually are making sales, so they're going to be more interested in making more sales. Um, so yeah, the drive-through fiction is certainly nowhere near the size of uh, drive-through RPG, but everything still works. And what works in building up um, my kind of brand, the parts per million, what works on there on drive-through should work at a much smaller scale, but the same principles should work on drive-through fiction at the moment until they roll out Phoenix to this. But by that time, I would like to have enough titles here that the Amazon side will be far more significant. I'm working on the principle that Amazon's more of a bookshop than it is an RPG shop. So by getting a nice raft of titles on Amazon should build my Amazon uh, offering an income, build my Amazon income, and they do this global distribution. So they should that should build up more eventually because I'm fishing in a bigger pool. I'm a very, very small fish in a much bigger pool on Amazon than I am on DriveThru. And I think that's kind of it. So, that's what I've been playing with. It's not replacing my RPG stuff. It's not replacing my Kickstarter stuff. I've got other things I'm working on for both of those. Um, it is just another diversification, which is another important thing that indie publishers, if you're just starting out, or if you've been doing it and you've seen your sales dropping off in the last 6 months since Phoenix has been around, if you've seen your sales dropping off, then you have to start diversifying either on the stores where you're listed or in the uh, products that you're creating. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching, and I will loop back to this in, I don't know, a few weeks or months and just see how it is all going at that point. And hopefully I'll be able to, show you that it's starting to pay off. Because at the moment I've made like 4 legitimate sales. I've made what, 60% of $20. So that's $12. So yeah, I'm glad I'm not having to eat off it, but it is working. Okay, thank you for watching.